Chapter 1. Making my rounds on the 4th floor of the hospital was different than I thought it would be. I wasn't the janitorial type, but it was the only job available. For whatever reason, call it fate, working in a place where patients fought for life gave me a sense of belonging. Fighting for survival was the most primal part of being human. Black and white, easy to relate to. I shucked off the uniform from over my clothes and dumped the latex gloves in the trash. "That's not where the brooms go." A slight European-like accent sounded from behind me. I spun around, spotting a girl that didn't look much older than me. 18, maybe? "Who are you?" Her auburn hair was just starting to grow back in places, like a fuzzy fox with mange. I hadn't seen her around before, but I was also new. "Molly," she answered, crossing her arms. "And why do you care where I put my broom?" The word broom felt foreign on my lips. The job would take some time getting used to. "I don't." Her eyes floated over the wall and the perfectly aligned bottles on the shelves. I stepped to the side, blocking her view of the chemicals, wondering why the interest. "Then why are you here?" "I need a ride. And? I've been watching you. You have a car." I squinted. "How do you know?" I began. "I'm an observant person, and your pocket has a bulge." Her eyes lowered to my pants. "My pocket has a bulge?" I slapped my hand over my pocket. The bulge was the keys. "Get over yourself, Blondie, and get your mind out of the gutter," she whispered, glancing side to side as she leaned forward. "You're not my type." I stared at her and ran a hand through my loose hair. The white hospital gown hung off her shoulder and matched the socks that covered her jittery toes. "You can't go anywhere in that." I motioned up and down at her outfit. "I don't care what I'm wearing. Clothes are meaningless. Wherever I go when I die, I bet I won't be wearing anything." I found myself stumbling over words, caught off guard. Very out of character. I looked over her shoulder for anyone who may be witnessing my peculiar exchange with the peculiar girl. She held out her hand for an offering. Was she expecting me to give her something? She flipped her eyes downward at my jeans. "My keys?" I thought, covering my pocket again. "Nobody drives my car but me." She glanced to the left and stepped further inside the small supply closet. I moved back, adding breathing space between us. The rubber heels of my work shoes rested on the edge of the shelf, and the plastic bottles jostled. "Are you hiding from someone?" I asked more loudly. She coughed and shushed me with her hands. "Why do you care?" "I don't." She crossed her arms. "Well, Kent, are you going to swoop in to save the day or not?" "Kent? Who's Kent?" She rolled her eyes and didn't answer. I pulled my keys from my pocket slowly, still trying to read the situation. Her fingers swiped forward, but I avoided her attempt to grab them before she could touch me. Faded puncture marks speckled the inside of her right arm. Was that the work of the doctors and nurses, or had she done that to herself? I clenched my hand around my keys. "These are mine, not yours." My words were sharp. She flinched, shuffling back across the floor that I had just swept. Had I scared her? That was probably a good thing. "I didn't come here for friends. I wasn't much good with friends." "Give me 5 minutes," I muttered. I couldn't say no to the brittle pasty girl knocking on death's door. She smiled. "What's your name?" "Thanatos."